go.
Let's go, man. What's the deal, everybody, man? Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Welcome to another episode of the Black Sheep, a place where we keeps it real, we keeps it consistent, and above all, man, we keep love, man. I'm your host, Abstract.
It's your boy, Croy Win, K-R-O-Y. What up, what up?
Yeah, and then we got a special guest in the building today, man. Introduce yourself.
You're now tuned in to the Dope Man's favorite DJ with the A1 for your eardrum every day, all day, twice on Sunday, more game than the funded niggas on Run Me, they run from me. 2D.E.P. That's 2D for the spelling in Paris. Soon to be a son favorite ringtone. Already the reason why your wife might not wear the ring home. R.I.P. to the OG Wicked Cricket. If you ain't rock with him, we can't kick it. Ism in my system. If I transfuse, I lose. Your BM at my house right now with Nathan on, but her choosing shoes. I told her choose or lose.
There we go, man. Hold on, you know what I'm saying? Wait a minute.
That deserves the flip.
That's exactly why you got this, man.
Let's wait a minute. Let's wake up one time. You know what I'm saying? We feeling good, man. Ooh.
That was nice. You asked him to introduce himself. He gave you a verse.
You feel me?
A
that
thesis.
Was perfect.
That was beautiful, dog.
Perfect, man. That was
dope.
perfect, man. Let's go ahead and get into the nitty gritty of things.
Give me some of them, boys.
You can never mistake him for anybody.
They got a plug right next to you,
I
right
used to
there.
have when they came out the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Different world time.
What was that?
The Dwayne Wades.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That's what we used to call him.
The Dwayne Wades. Yeah, I wasn't hit back then. I had no idea.
Yeah, you probably was a baby.
The probably.
You probably was a fetus.
Wait a minute. Just a little bit.
Give you a little piece of game. When that show came out and the Cosby Show came out, no kid had to have a curfew. Because on Thursdays, everybody knew at 7 o'clock be in the house.
Yeah, I know I had to be in the house at 7 o'clock. Shit, before the street lights came on. Yes, everything, man. This is crazy, man. Episode 4. You know what I'm saying? Today's episode is called Against the Grain. You know what I'm saying?
You picked the right one.
Yeah. Hey.
Yes, sir.
Yes, man. We're going to really get into it today. We really just want to really talk about, number one, what that means, not only for us as artists, but for our personal lives, you know what I'm saying? For our spiritual lives, you know what I'm saying, what that means as a whole in general for us. So I really want to dig into that, you know what I'm saying? But before we do, man, too deep, man, you know what I'm saying? I really just want to ask what started your spiritual journey, like seriously? What made you take it, you know what I'm saying, for real?
I kind of always been on it to a degree. Although I dabbled and I still, to a certain extent, have darkness, I've always had some part of the light in me to a degree. Like, even when I was baptized as a child, like, I didn't choose to be baptized, but I was eager to be baptized. Right. Whereas most people at the age I was at, 9 and under, they afraid. They see that pool, they see all these adults standing around them and stuff look weird to them. They be afraid. I couldn't wait to get baptized. Yeah. I ran to the pool. I kind of always been like that. And on several occasions, even as a kid, when they would do altar calls, I would always go.
That's what's up, man.
I think the only thing that made it where I'm not on the journey that I'm on now is that the adults around me didn't know enough.
Right.
Knowing what I know now, they didn't know enough.
Right.
They had blind faith. I have educated faith. It's a difference.
True. And I think that's
you got to be able to back up what you say you believe in.
Exactly.
You know exactly. Like that's what makes sense.
One thing I heard somebody say, and I believe to be true, that a lot of times for non-believers, if you're a believer, you're the first Bible they're ever going to read. So if they coming to you, whether they coming against what you believe or whether they coming to get questions, and all you have is, well, I know there's a God because such, and I've been going to church my whole life, but you can't explain, you can't go to know nothing, no research, no data. See, all of mine backed up with data. I can prove everything I'm saying.
Right. Do you think that
gotta mix the physical with the spiritual, like
and my question was just
a tangible thing to show for it.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think it's more substantial to have biblical data versus information and data that does back up the Bible, but more relatable to the community or people, you know what I'm saying, that may not be studying as much as you do.
They're one and the same. It's like
Right.
when you really know y'all, you know it's connected.
Right.
You know, so some of the historic things that happen in the world, you know why they're happening. Our whole story here, a lot of people don't know, like, bro, this book is about us.
Right.
And a lot of people don't know that. Even the situation, the challenges we have in this country is in this book.
Right.
And if you don't know, two things I've learned in my studies thus far is if you don't take into account the language the people that wrote this book spoke and the time that they was in, you're not gonna get all of it that you could be getting, because the average person, and I even did this myself, when you're reading, you're thinking about yourself and the time you in now. So when I was reading it in 95, I was thinking about 95. When I was reading it in 05, I was thinking about 05. I wasn't thinking about BC. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of the rules and guidelines they went by at that time, not the same as now.
Right.
So even the word Lord, for example, Lord translated in Hebrew means Baal. Baal means Satan. You don't know that, but you read certain scriptures and they say the Lord in two ways. They say the Lord meaning a person, and they say Lord meaning the creator. Ask yourself, even if you don't know a whole lot about the Bible, some people kind of know of the part of him being a jealous God, so to speak.
Right.
Why would he want to be labeled like everybody else? Why would he want to be labeled like a human, an imperfect human?
Right.
Would that, even if you don't know none of the historic context, does that make sense?
No. Not at all.
I know a dude call himself Club God. Why would he want to be in concert with that?
Right.
People call Allah God, Rastafari God, Buddha God. Why would he, if he says there's only one me, why would he want to have the same label as all of these entities?
Right. Right. And when you dig deeper into that, it just shows that a lot of people don't truly understand when God says, don't have any other God before me. No idols, you know what I'm saying, before me. When you break it down like that, you know what I'm saying, because just having the name Club God is idolizing, is putting another God before me, because now you're comparing yourself to me.
That's if his name is God.
Right.
But if his name is Yahweh, if his name is Yahuwah, if his name is Elohim, then that's something different.
Man.
And that's where the difference comes in at. Knowing the definition of these words.
Yeah.
Like something else I've picked up, and I don't know how far in depth you're trying to go into this subject, but another thing that I've picked up is, as you're reading this book, you need to have a dictionary open with Hebrew phrases.
Okay.
And the reason being is, when you read some of this stuff, it's almost like say, for example, the book of Ruth. If you read the definition of everybody's name in the book of Ruth, what you have is a synopsis of the book of Ruth.
Right.
Because everybody's name, they operated in the way they named. Because so Boaz meant strength. He operated strong in that whole space.
Right.
You don't think the names correspond anymore these days with the younger generation?
I think sometimes it falls that way, but it's not done intentionally. You got to keep in mind, this happened in Africa.
Right.
I'm the only DJ ever DJ in Africa from Houston.
Right.
So I've seen some of this stuff in real life. They named their kids according to the destiny. That's how things happened in the Bible. If they wanted you, like, I'll give you an example. My daughter, which I never tell anybody, is my daughter's first name is Akila.
Right.
Akila means wisdom.
Right.
I picked that on purpose. I had her name in the 7th grade.
Yeah. That's what I did with my son too. My son's name is Amaziah.
The average person, this sound cute.
Yeah, but they have no idea what you're doing.
Your daughter's name, Alexis, you don't know what Alexis means.
Right. And my dad had a knack for that too when he was naming us, knowing exactly, you know what I'm saying, naming our legends, because my name is Avery, you know what I'm saying, and my middle name is Eugene. His first name is Eugene, so he wanted me to be better than him. So that's how he named me. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with my siblings. So I definitely.
Yeah, the Philistines, when you look that word up, it's the invaders. When you look up the Amalekites, that's people who should be wiped off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
That's the definition of their name.
What is that again?
Amalekites.
Amalekites?
Okay.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
Pull it up.
I'm about to right now.
Amalekites.
That's crazy.
What was they about?
Elimelech or something like that. These are all people that opposed Yah's teaching.
Okay.
We are the Hebrews, bro. We are Israel.
Right.
Israel is not a place; it's people.
Right.
So what would you say your religious belief is? What?
I believe in Yah. I'm a follower of Yah. I don't have like really a denomination or a label that I put to that.
Right.
One, because I'm not quite sure that he even labeled people. Because when people were following Christ, they were followers of Christ. He didn't call them Christians or anything else.
Right. True. The only word he used was my disciples.
Yeah, Israel, Hebrew. That would probably be the only denomination he used, if you want to call it a denomination.
Right.
But like all of these Baptist, Catholic, especially Catholic, Baptist, Catholic, Protestant, all of these are man-made.
So for people that are in the beginning of their journey and building their relationship with Yah, where would you direct them to start reading and studying first as a beginner?
First page. Everything begins with one step. Everything begins with one step.
Right.
I'm a firm believer that if you're in the book genuinely trying to find him, he's going to come towards you as much as you come toward, even more so. Because it's like, I've attempted to read the Bible on more than one occasion, but for whatever reason, it's speaking to me different now than what it was.
I've noticed, and I'm glad you bring that up, because I do want to bring up something that you brought up.
Bring up the Amalekites?
Earlier. My internet not working like that. It surely wouldn't bring it up. But I do have some things.
I was gonna ask you 1 second though. Cause I've actually never I was introduced to you through Abstract. You know what I'm saying? He let me know about you and stuff. So the DJing aspect of it, like, did you start off? Did you ever minister? Do any ministry?
No, but actually, people been telling me I'm gonna be
incorporate that in your
I do. I do do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, people been telling me I'm gonna be a pastor my whole life. And one of the things I always say is if I do ever have a church, it's probably going to be the smallest church in Houston.
Right.
Because a whole lot of things that go on in church is actually against the creator.
What you scratching there?
I've done it. I've DJ'd on the pulpit, literally, with I had my little coffin, what they call it.
Your logo right there.
Yeah, I've literally DJ'd on the pulpit before. But yeah, I operate in the clubs and been doing that for the last 22 years. But one of the things about me that people don't know, if you don't come to the club a lot, is I incorporate the creator all the time.
Right.
All the time. I on Saturday night and Sunday morning.
So for example, the spot I do Monday Hood Night.
Right.
On a regular basis, I tell people, if any of you need me to pray with you or for you, no questions asked, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why people come and rock with you, because you already setting the tone for that welcoming energy, you know what I'm saying? And really how I feel like every place should be is wherever you come in, just like you're saying, you incorporating, you know what I'm saying, the creator and everything that you're
I've had a prayer circle in the strip club before.
That's crazy.
That's
dope. I was getting paid to promote it for the after party for Monday nights.
Right.
And I went to the spot because the way it would work is, hey, you do your thing after the club, we come up here, we'll pay your money for the promo.
Right.
Went up there to get my money for the promo, and I talked to one of the chicks that was sitting at the front, and I knew her from outside of the strip club stuff, but she worked the front door. She was telling me how she was having these issues. Then one of the strippers walked up, yeah, man, is this not going on? They're like, man, like I pray for y'all want to? Like, yeah. So I took their hand. They were like, wait a minute, we had, you finna pray in here? I say, if y'all can't, I didn't say y'all then, I said God. But I said, if God can't come in here, I'm not supposed to be in here either.
Right.
I don't want to be nowhere where God can't go.
Right. Facts.
You telling me the omnipotent can't be in here?
Right.
He can reach you wherever you at, whatever you got on, even glitter.
Even greater.
So it ended up being 5 of us in this circle. Me and 5 of the females, 4 of them were strippers, the other one worked the front door, and we had prayer right there in the front.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like trail off too much, but yeah, that reminds me of how like they took the prayer out to schools and stuff too. And remember that being the big backlash and everything?
Right, yeah,
like,
it really was.
And taking God out the national anthem and stuff. And
Separation from church and state should tell you everything you need to know about this country.
Yeah.
Period. Now,
Because without church, there is no state.
Exactly.
How do you have a state if you don't have a planet?
That
You
hierarchy
can't have
is
nothing.
all out of control right there.
Yeah.
So that should let you know.
Yeah. So what you think about all this?
Pledge and allegiance is pagan, by the way.
That I did know. That I did know. Yes.
Pledge and allegiance to anything
My boy.
It's
outside of Yah is pagan.
Right. Everything. That's good. That's now that I'm thinking about all the
Do you swear to
pledges.
tell the
That's
truth,
why-
the whole
that's
truth?
why
No, I do
haven't-
not.
I haven't like celebrated like Christmas or any of that stuff.
I'm actually working on Christmas right now. I'm one of them people that
You pro
I'm
Christmas?
gonna go right now, but I'm studying. I'm learning. So if the minute I learn that that's not of Yah, I'm done.
Right.
And that's actually the only holiday I celebrate is Christmas. I don't do none of that. I don't do Easter, Thanksgiving, Valentine's, none of that. Easter is pagan.
Especially
Yeah.
Easter. I've heard
Valentine's
all that
is pagan.
stuff,
I don't like no holidays. I don't
Yeah.
celebrate.
Me neither.
I don't celebrate
Hey,
nothing.
You see that right there? That's
The black
the white sheep do that. We don't
the
do
flock,
that.
they do that.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's not even like an intentional thing to just be like, oh, I don't want to be a part of another one that y'all got going on. But
I
everything
understand what
is
you're.
based in
When have you ever heard of
capitalism
When have
and
you ever heard of
paganism.
a mass group leading anybody? Groups don't lead.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
They are led.
Right.
That's true. It gotta
True.
be a single entity leading.
True.
Else it wouldn't be any type of leadership.
True. Easter Bunny
We are
leading,
just a blind.
leading the mass group of people.
Easter comes from Ishtar, pagan god
Ishtar,
of fertility.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And they
that's
used to
right.
sacrifice children to the pagan god Ishtar,
I heard
and they
that.
dyed eggs in their blood. That's where Easter comes from. And they also had massive orgies
Yep.
during Easter
Yep.
/ Ishtar.
Yeah. I heard about
And
that.
one thing people need to learn is you cannot de-pagan anything. You cannot de-pagan anything. If y'all say it's pagan, it's pagan. Well, we call it, no.
Yeah.
Nah,
That ain't how it works.
That's what this generation is all about. Is
Yes.
just renaming
Yeah, because
stuff
a
and
lot
saying,
of churches don't call it Easter no more. They call it Resurrection Sunday, and they think because they changed the name,
that you're not celebrating the
but you
paganism.
still have the eggs, you still have the bunny, you
Right.
still doing everything else that's
The
like.
worship.
Well, I don't celebrate 4th of July, but I'm gonna pop firecrackers. I ain't gonna go to work. I'm a barbecue.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I've heard.
What are
people
you
say
doing
that.
then?
Oh my,
What are you doing then on the
man.
same day? Now it'll be different if you pick August the 3rd.
That's
and
the-
the society, I'm gonna pop some fireworks. We
That's
gonna
the same
barbecue.
thing
We gonna
that I've
chill.
always said.
But
I
you
was like,
pick
bro,
the day of 4th of July. You're doing everything
That's
everybody
part of
else
the
does
ritual.
on 4th
Yeah.
of July. You're just not calling it Independence Day, and somehow you think you have escaped.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people call Thanksgiving Family Day.
but you still go
Your
out and
family
get the
could make
turkey.
any day to describe
Still
to designate
get
as
together
family
and
day.
cook
So why did you pick?
Everything. Right.
Nah, because they didn't pick it. They just wanted. They want to be part of the in crowd. They want to.
You're
be
not gonna. That's the
associated with
definition
the-
of serving two masters.
Let me tell y'all something. Hold on.
That's what white sheep do. They serve. They listen, bro.
And the thing about
Is you
it,
seeing this?
the thing about it
Get a zoom in right there.
that I say sometimes is be mindful of people who only want to hear the truth when it allows them to stay the same.
Yeah, which is most people.
That's correct. One more time.
Be mindful of people who only want to hear the truth when it allows them to stay the same.
That's crazy.
Think about it for a second.
You right.
When you expose a truth that one of your friends is already in harmony with,
Right.
they right along with you. Yeah, I told y'all the black people
Right.
that Jesus was black and
Right.
but go to his name couldn't be Jesus.
You right.
Go to his name has to be Yahusha because Yahusha is tied into Yahuwah.
Right.
He came representing his father. Yah is in both names.
Right.
Where do you see J-E or U-S anywhere in Yahuwah?
Anywhere. And J wasn't even invented. Until...
Now keep in mind, my whole life I've been calling him Jesus.
Right.
So imagine it's kind of like this. Imagine your whole life you've been believing and operating under the understanding that 2 + 2 is 3. And then I come to you and say, well, 2 + 2 is actually 4, right?
Uh-huh.
For you to agree with me, you also have to agree that every time you ever added, you was wrong. Every time you ever subtracted, you was wrong. Mm-hmm. Every time you got paid, you was wrong. Every time you paid somebody, you was wrong. Every time you looked at the time, you was wrong. Every time you ever measured anything, you was wrong. Now, which one is easier for most people to do? Admit I was wrong in all these places all these years? Or say you don't know what you're talking about?
It'll stay the same.
But you not presenting no data,
that's why
no proof, no truth.
With the facts, baby.
You just know I'm wrong because I'm wrong.
Right.
Meanwhile, I done piled a mountain of data in front of you.
Right.
You won't even look at the data.
That's how it be. That's how it be. What? Nah. That's what you got. That's not right.
But see, I have another stand. Truth is never bothered by being pressed for proof. Only lies.
Mm-hmm.
Truth can't wait for you to ask for proof. Because truth can't be fully manifested until you ask.
Right. Right.
You won't know that the truth is coming until
So if I say
asking, you shall receive.
If I say Jesus is actually Yahusha,
right,
and you say I'm lying, that's my time to shine.
Right.
Because now, well, according to this book, according to this history, according to this video, according to these professors, according to this, I can't do none of that until you say I'm lying.
Yeah. Otherwise,
so what would you say to somebody that's saying, well, like everything that you're showing me now is just made up by somebody that decided to, spread that story or that message or that narrative or whatever? What would you say to somebody?
Well, I could go 2 routes with that. One, that cheesecake recipe that you love so much, where'd you get it from? I got it from YouTube. So YouTube is reference material when it's something you looking for. But when it's something that you don't approve, then it's just some place where all the weirdos go.
True.
How is that?
True. True. Somebody quick to try to debunk something as soon as they uncomfortable.
See, with me, when I send you a YouTube video, I send you a YouTube video because it's easier than me sending you 5 different books to read that I know you're not going to read.
Right.
This person has said what I've been trying to say to you in 10 minutes. I could send you this, and it's easier than saying, read these 8 books I read.
Right.
That's the reason why I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Also, too, if you don't believe what I'm saying, show me something to refute it. I'm not tripping. Because my thing is this. I don't care about being right at all.
Right.
I care about finding out what's right and doing it.
Right.
So if you had a right answer, if the crackhead had a right answer, I don't care where the right answer come from.
It's not about the messengers,
at all.
Right. Conversation brings understanding.
And people confuse the message and the messenger all the time. But all through the Bible, the Creator sent messengers that you wouldn't expect.
Right.
He does it all the time. A lot of the reason why he do that is so you know it's him.
Right. Exactly.
If he sent the most eloquent person,
right,
it's gonna seem like some shit.
He a finesser. He
and you was and really you brought up Saul recently on your Facebook. You know what I'm saying? And he's one of the main people that God sent to prove this is me. And Saul messed up a couple times.
He got into what's called divination. A lot of people don't even know what that is.
Right.
You doing seances, you talking to people, well, we worship the ancestors and all that in the book. That's pagan.
Right.
You don't even know where it came from.
Right.
We are not Egypt. We are not Egypt. Yes, Egyptians are black. We are not Egypt. The place if you were brought here through your ancestors from slavery, you are Hebrew.
Okay,
The
so
place
I'm
where
glad
they
you said
got
that.
us from is a place where all
had a
the
question.
Israel got pushed to.
I had a question because earlier when I asked you like what's your religious belief, like what your
I'm not an Israelite in the sense of what you would call
well,
it.
because when you mentioned things like Yah and things like that, that was when I got introduced to those terminologies. And
Yeah.
So around like
I have some people that I know that I'm cool with though.
That was my belief.
Right.
So a lot of the things you say kind of fell in line with that
Mm-hmm.
kind of thinking.
What would you say is
The only thing where can I speak to that?
Yeah.
The only thing that separates me from them is the same thing that separates me from the Nation of Islam.
Okay.
In the sense that, well, the first thing that separated me from the Nation
you're
of Islam
non-denominational.
is this in the sense that I do not believe the Creator created all of these devils to walk among us.
Right.
That does not sound very godly to me.
Right.
And likewise, I do not believe Yah created or allowed all of these people to create it just to torment us, and they don't have a part in the kingdom.
Right.
There are several parts in the book where he blesses a Gentile, where he blesses one of the Roman soldiers. Like, they wasn't a part of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
So explain that.
Mm-hmm.
The people who believe that Yah is just for black people conveniently skip a lot of scriptures.
The Kanye ideology.
They conveniently skip a lot of scriptures
Yes,
because
they
there's
do.
several
We're the
places
real
where he
Jews.
says that everybody is involved.
Right.
Being of Israel actually shouldn't make you feel entitled.
Superior,
It should
yeah.
actually should make you feel more responsible because he talked to us directly and nobody else.
Right.
And you still trying to do what the rest of the world did as if you never got the instruction.
Right. Right.
That's true.
Right.
Because even when people say, like, yeah, though, we the black people and we the real children of Israel, da da da. It's like, but
Don't stick your chest out because he
was
told
their
you
story?
directly and you still messing
What
up.
was their story? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get exiled. And
Yeah.
He's still out here messing
This is how far I've gotten so far in the Bible.
Okay.
And already in 30 places I've seen, he told us don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
He put
All of
us
this.
in a position over everybody else.
Right.
We went and did what the captors were doing,
Right.
and then he took it back from us over and over again, over and over again, at least 30 times so far. And I'm not that far.
Bro, and what was we just talking about? God going, you know what I'm saying? Keep putting you through that same test. You're going to keep putting you through things until
It don't work like school.
Yeah.
See, in school, we used people getting passed.
Right.
No.
Right.
You're going to keep taking that same test over and over again until you pass it. So you stay in the second grade till you 40. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Eventually, the public school system going to be like, yeah,
Right. Right.
Nah.
It don't work like that.
He don't give passes, which is a lot of reasons why I don't give passes.
Exactly.
Because he not going to give me no pass, so I can't give you no pass.
At all. No mercy, because we can't play with ourselves like that.
At all.
You know what I'm saying?
Because if I allow certain things around me, just like I told my daughter, and there's people gonna have an issue with this one. Two things you can't bring in my house: a badge and a girlfriend.
Period.
Because here's the thing: you can go be with a woman, and I'm gonna love you the same. I'm not coming to no wedding.
Yeah.
I'm not calling her your wife. Y'all not coming in my house.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you are only responsible for your soul. I'm only responsible for mine.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to see him, he not gonna ask you about me. He not gonna ask me about you.
Right.
So if you were sleeping with a girl, he not gonna ask you. He not gonna ask me why you sleeping with that girl. He gonna ask you. And likewise, if I allow you to sleep with this girl in my house, he not gonna ask you why I allowed it. He's gonna ask me, and no answer is gonna be good enough.
It's crazy.
Because there is no good answer.
There isn't one. There isn't one. I already told you what to do. And now it's up to you to
And
choose.
you've already seen people get thrashed for doing what you allowed.
Right. Right.
So what you thought was gonna happen when you got up here?
Period. Man, I wish we had more time.
Y'all has no gray area. That's the biggest problem with so-called grown-ups. I call the difference between adult and grown-ups. Adults are responsible. Grown-ups are kids with their own money. We have way more grown-ups than adults.
Man,
Kids
real
are
talk.
easy because kids are all based on foundation. If you start off right, they gonna keep going right. They might slide a little here, but they basically gonna stay on what you teach them.
True.
Grown-ups like to create gray area where Yah is clearly black and white.
Right.
But it justifies what they want to do.
It justifies what they want to do. Their own agenda. You know what I'm saying? They own will, not Yah's
And I'm not going to say that I've never been guilty of it, but I try my best not to be.
Right.
The difference between me and some people is that I know I do it.
Right.
And I'm trying to develop myself out of doing
That's what I
that. Whereas the
always say.
average person don't even believe they do it.
Right.
Or they'll say, "Oh well, it is what it is. I am who I am."
Here go the one. God know my heart, but Lord this mouth. Lord
that's
this mouth. What
that's
you mean?
the number one. That's the number one.
So what you think? First off, where you think your mouth come from?
Period.
Your heart.
Yes.
Second off, you think he gonna judge you by what the potential you had in your heart or what he saw you do?
Exactly, because what you did is what's in your heart.
If anybody's saying that like in a real way in 2024,
all the time.
they deserve to be slapped.
Especially women.
That's a parody.
Yes,
That's a parody
real
at this
talk.
point.
Real talk, man. Look,
Facts though.
look, man. First of all,
See, the difference between me and most people who consider themselves to be believers is the average believer thinks they are 3 steps away from Yah.
yeah,
So they strolling. They
Right.
think they got time.
right,
I know we more like 300 miles away. So I'm running full speed.
speed,
And everybody that's strolling think I'm crazy.
right.
But you don't know what I know. Cause your school ain't your school ain't teaching you nothing.
Real talk.
Your church is supposed to be a school, but you go to pep rallies every Sunday.
Yeah,
You don't learn nothing. Imagine if you went to a regular school and first period is a pep rally. Second period is fun and activities. Third period is make your own lunch how you want to make it. Fourth period is arts and crafts.
That's the new world we live in.
yeah.
That's what most people churches are. Which is why I'm not even going to your Sunday service. I want to know the name of your church and I want to come to your Bible study.
right, right. Man, that's crazy. Man, look, we had a good conversation today. You know what I'm
We
saying?
ain't get on no music.
We ain't get on no music. This is good.
I was gonna try to segue back to it. You know what I'm saying? But at the
It's
same
all
time,
good.
I'm learning shit. So.
This how it's supposed to roll. You know what I'm saying?
It's
This
cool.
Is
We can
how,
do a part
this
two
how-
sometime.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I would love to actually.
Yes, for real. We got to do this again. Man, appreciate y'all family for making it to the end of the episode. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you once again, DJ 2D. You know what I'm saying? For
Respect.
blessing us
Respect,
with some
man, G.
gems.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying, man? Y'all
And I'm not better than nobody. Don't mistake what I'm saying. I'm not better than nobody. The only thing that separates me is I know I don't know. That's the only thing. A lot of y'all think y'all know and don't.
And known unknowns.
Right.
And
right.
unknown unknowns.
Real talk. Tell them where they
But when
can
you
find
honest,
you at.
Yeah, man, I'm on Facebook, DJ IIDEEP. Same thing on Instagram. Same thing on Twitter. Same thing on, I get to call it X now. Same thing on TikTok while we still have it. Same thing on MySpace. Same thing on Christian Mingle. Same
RIP.
thing on Black Planet.
RIP to those sites.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be a certain age to
They ain't
remember
around
those.
no
Hey.
more, man. Y'all know what it is, man. We keeps it real. We keeps it consistent. And above all, man, we keeps love. Until the next episode, we out.